Good afternoon to you. We will continue with Constitution, Parliamentary Committees. In the last class, we have seen the Finance Committee consisting of Public Accounts Committee, Estimate Committee, and Committee on Public Undertakings. We have also seen the departmentally related parliamentary standing committees. Today, we will see the committees which are meant to inquire the issues. These committees include three committees. Number one, Committee on Petitions. Number two, Committee on Privileges. Number three, Ethics Committee. First, let us see Petitions Committee. Committee on Petitions is one of the oldest committees. It owes to its origin to a resolution moved in the then Council of States on 16th September 1921. However, after consultation with the government, Sir Frederick White, repeat, Sir Frederick White, the then Speaker, he is the first Speaker, the then Speaker constituted the committee on 20th February 1924. When he established, Sir Frederick White, the then Speaker, constituted the committee on 20th February 1924. Its strength was fixed at 5 and it remained unchanged. In April 1954, the strength of the committee was raised to 15. It was raised to 15 when? In April 1954. PT point of view, when it was set up, 20th February 1924. The committee was known as Committee on Public Petitions earlier. Original name is Committee on Public Petitions. But the name was changed to Committee on Petitions in 1933. So, Committee on Public Petitions, subsequently the name changed to Committee on Petitions in 1933. The 15 members in the committee are nominated by Speaker on the basis of the strength of the parties in the Lok Sabha. The term is normally 1 year. At the end of the term, the Speaker is to decide whether the committee should be reconstituted or allow the same members of the committee to continue. That is, it is not routine. You cannot say 1 year, immediately that will be reconstituted. It is up to the decision of the Speaker. The committee examines every petition presented to Lok Sabha which are referred to the committee. In the case of petitions on matters of general public importance, the committee examines the suggestions made therein, calls for the factual comments of the ministries, and make suitable recommendations in its report to the House. The committee can also examine the petitions on bills, that is legislative proposals, and other matters which are pending before the House. It is important to note that no minute of dissent can be submitted. So, no dissent note on petitions committee. This is as far as Lok Sabha is concerned. Now coming to Rajya Sabha, till 1964, the petitions could be presented only with regard to the bills which had been published in the Gazette or introduced in the House or in respect of which a notice for motion has been received. Only these three. That is, which has been published in Gazette, number one, which has been introduced in the House, number 2, or in respect of which a notice for motion has been received, number 3. In other words, it is allowed in respect of matters connected with the business pending before Rajya Sabha. However, since 1964, the petitions are allowed to be presented on any matter of general public interest on par with the Lok Sabha. Now, when the committee was first constituted in 1952, when it was first constituted 1952, it had only one chairman and 4 members. How many? One chairman plus 4 members. The membership of 5 continued till 1964. Then the strength was increased to 10. The chairman of the committee is appointed among the members. If deputy chairman of Rajya Sabha is a member of the committee, he will become automatically the chairman of the committee. The committee holds the office till a new committee is constituted. The casual vacancies in the committee are filled by the chairman. The quorum of the committee is 5. Remember, in Rajya Sabha, the quorum is 5. Now we are coming to Committee of Privileges. As you know, the members of Parliament of both the houses enjoy certain powers, privileges, freedom and immunities, both individually as well as collectively under the provisions of the Constitution, Article 105. The purpose of these privileges is to safeguard the freedom, authority and the dignity of the House, number 1, its committees, number 2, and its members. All the 3 are protected. House is protected, committees are protected, the members are protected. Where there is a question of any alleged breach of privilege, the matter can be examined by the House, but generally it is referred by the House to the Committee of Privileges for investigation and report. The Committee of Privileges in Lok Sabha was first appointed by the Speaker on 1st April 1950. When it was first appointed, 1st April 1950. Initially, only 10 members were appointed. Subsequently, the strength was raised to 15. The strength was raised to 15. Thus, the committee reconstituted in May 1955 for the first time consisted of 15 members. Normally, the Law Minister and the Home Minister can also be associated. When a permission to raise a question of privilege is granted by the House, and when such a question of privilege has been raised, it is open to the House to consider the question by itself and come to a decision. Or alternatively, the House can refer this to the committee for consideration and report on the basis of the motion adopted. However, in practice, the House usually refers all questions of breach of privilege to the committee. In addition to this, the Speaker has suo motu powers to refer any question of privilege to the committee. And most important point, PT point of view, with the coming into force the anti-defection law, the committee has been given the additional responsibility. In other words, the Speaker may refer any question of disqualification of a member on the ground of defection to the Committee of Privileges for preliminary report. This is an additional work given to the Committee of Privileges, most important factor. In Rajya Sabha, now we have seen up to Lok Sabha, now we are coming to Rajya Sabha. The Committee of Privileges was constituted for the first time on 22nd May 1952. 22nd May 1952 with Pattabi Sitaramayya as the chairman. Pattabi Sitaramayya as the chairman, 22 May 1952, for the first time in Rajya Sabha it was constituted. Law Minister and Home Minister are normally associated. The committee consists of 10 members. Casual vacancies in the committee are filled by the chairman. The term of the committee is 1 year. Casual vacancies are filled by the chairman. The quorum for the committee is 5. As in the case of Lok Sabha, the Committee of Privileges in Rajya Sabha has also been given the additional responsibility to inquire into the petition referred to it by the chairman regarding disqualification on the ground of defection for making preliminary inquiry. Both. Now we are coming to Ethics Committee, very important. For the first time in Lok Sabha, the Speaker constituted a committee on ethics on 16th May 2000 during the 13th Lok Sabha with the 15 members. 15 members when it was constituted in Lok Sabha for the first time, 16th May 2000 during the 13th Lok Sabha. How many members? 15 members. The functions of the committee were to oversee the moral and ethical conduct of the members. Number 1, examine every complaint relating to unethical conduct of a member. Number 2, to frame rules specifying the acts which constitute unethical conduct. Number 3, the committee can also take up the matters suo motu on its own. Prior to May 2000, the cases of corruption were to be investigated by the Privilege Committee or ad hoc committee. For example, an ad hoc committee of the House was appointed by the Provisional Parliament in 1951 to investigate into the conduct of a member, H.G. Mudgal, in connection with his dealings with a business association where he has allegedly used the Parliament as a tool for business advantages. On the basis of the report of the committee and at the instance of the Prime Minister Pandit Nehru, the member was expelled from the House. Similarly, during 14th Lok Sabha, in the wake of some incident of misconduct by a member, the Speaker constituted an ad hoc inquiry committee instead of referring the issue to Ethics Committee, even though the Ethics Committee already stands established. To be precise, on 12th December 2005, a private television channel carried a footage showing some MPs allegedly accepting money for tabling the questions and other matters in the House. After inquiry into the issue, a motion was moved by the Leader of the House and it was adopted on 23rd December 2005, and accordingly 10 members of Lok Sabha were expelled from the house, from the membership of the house. Now, coming to Rajya Sabha Ethics Committee. Committee on Ethics in Rajya Sabha was constituted by Chairman Rajya Sabha on 4th March 1997 to oversee the moral and ethical conduct of members and to examine the cases referred to it with reference to their ethical and other misconduct. The committee consists of 10 members nominated by the chairman. The committee holds the office until a new committee is constituted and assumes office. The casual vacancies in the committee are filled by the chairman. The chairman of the committee is appointed by Chairman Rajya Sabha from among the members of the committee. If the chairman of the committee is unable to act for any reason, the chairman may appoint another chairman of the committee in his place. However, if the chairman of the committee is absent from any meeting, the committee will have to choose another member to act as chairman of the committee for that particular meeting. As you know, the quorum is 5. As you are aware, the committee looked into the unethical conduct of a member in December 2005. That is, on 12th December 2005, a private channel telecast a program which I already mentioned in Lok Sabha topic. This program was titled Operation Duryodhan, where some MPs shown receiving money for raising questions in Parliament. One member shown in the program belonged to Rajya Sabha. The matter was taken very seriously and the committee recommended immediate suspension of the member, and the member was accordingly suspended pending final report. The committee, after detailed examination, recommended his expulsion from the house on 23rd December 2005. Accordingly, he was expelled. Similarly, on 19th December 2005, another private channel telecast a program, namely Operation Chakravyuh, alleging corruption in implementation of MP LAD program, that is Members of Parliament Local Area Development Program. On the basis of the report of the committee, the member was expelled. Thus, as we have already seen, the Ethics Committee of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha have shown absolute impartiality and zero tolerance in dealing with the cases involving corruption. With this, we will end the class. Now we have completed Finance Committee, departmentally related parliamentary standing committees, and committees which have been constituted to inquire, that is Petition Committee, Privilege Committee, and Ethics Committee of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. I have taken separately so that there is no confusion, because you do not know. We may ignore Rajya Sabha, but who knows if there is a question on Rajya Sabha. So that is why I have seen and I have carefully chosen both Rajya Sabha committees and Lok Sabha committees, and then important points have been culled out and added here. Thank you. With this, we will end the class. We will continue with the next class tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.